Welcome back to my channel. This is Raina from the Raina's Kitchen. Are you in the mood to make some fried dumplings today? All right, we're gonna have this ready in a flash, so stay tuned. All right, let's get shaking and baking. Well, no bacon, only frying today. So I am using about 3 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder. That was the first one. I'm using about a tablespoon of sugar, granulated sugar. It's optional. And about a teaspoon of salt. I usually just say a pinch of salt, so it's optional. And 2 tablespoons of room temperature butter. So let me go ahead and get to start sifting my flour so I can get some of this air pockets out. So that's the first thing, get you a nice fluffy on the inside and nice flaky texture on the outside, so not hard. And remember, this recipe calls for all-purpose flour. Do not use self-rising flour with baking powder. You'll be so mad. Okay. All right, just continue to sift away, and we're gonna sift all 3 cups, and then we're gonna move to the next step and add in the additional ingredients. So I'm just going in with my baking powder right here. You can add your ingredients in any order. Then I'm adding the salt, and then I'm gonna actually add the sugar to a cup of water, which is what I'm gonna use to mix the dough. So you can just about 3/4 to a cup of water. So just add the sugar to the water so it can dissolve. And get you a nice whisk, just to whisk all the ingredients around in the bowl, just to make sure everything is evenly distributed. You don't want salt on one side and no salt on the other, so we want everything going all the way through. I could have added the salt to the water, but I just did it this way. All right, so the butter, it's room temperature, is going in right now, and I'm just gonna put my gloves on. As you can see, I have nails on, and I don't like to knead flour with my nails and get the dough underneath my finger. And if I have, any dirt particles under my finger, I do not want that in the dough. So that's why I wear my gloves. So this step, I'm basically incorporating the butter and the flour together, just marrying them. All right, just to make sure the butter is distributed throughout the flour as well. So yeah, nice flaky dumpling coming right up. And to knead and make your dumpling, the dough doesn't, I can do it in a minute or two. So just, once you get used to it, just gradually add your water as you go along. If you need a little bit more water, you can always add. If you add too much water, you can always just make sure you just put some flour on the board when rolling your dough. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get to this process. I'm gonna let the dough rest for about 30 minutes with a wet paper towel, and then I'll be back in about 30 minutes. All right, so it's been about 30 minutes and my dough is ready. Some people do this overnight, make the dough overnight and make the dumplings in the morning, but it's perfect this way. It's a little bit more stretchier, it's softer, makes it so much easier to make the dumplings this way. You can make them in your hands. It's easier for me to roll them on the dough because I have nails. On the board because I have nails. So you can use whatever method you're comfortable with. If you like your dumplings round or any shape, it's up to you, but I like rolling them on the board. It makes them evenly rounder. And you can actually, you know, cut and separate your dough if you wanted to make sure it's even, but I just pinch here, pinch there. So as you can see, some of them might be slightly different in size, but it's still the same consistency. All right, so get you a nice frying pan or any saucepan, or you can deep fry them. When we work in restaurants, we just deep fry them, but I'm using probably about 2 cups of oil, and I always drop a little piece of dough just to make sure the oil is ready. And I keep my oil on low to medium heat, nothing above that. If you want to put it on high just to heat up the oil, but keep it on low because you don't want your dumpling to be hard or actually fried on the outside and inside is still doughy. So I usually fry them for anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes when it's on this low of a heat. So I'm basically just forming them out right here. So just drop them in. I put them in all together at the same time. So that's why I just make sure they're all ready to go in. Drop them in. They're gonna start hugging, forming that ball shape, and they're gonna be nice and perfect. Like I said, that's the key to a great fried dumpling is the low heat. That's what, you know, make your dumpling that nice finish process. And you can turn up the heat a little higher at the end to, you know, get the little brown color, to get that nice golden color just to before you take them out. See how beautiful they're looking already? Look how nice they're looking. See, look like some little balls swishing around in the oil. And it's not gonna be oily. I'm just gonna put them on a nice wire rack right now to get some of the grease out. And you can pair it up with some saltfish. Dumpling goes great with jerk chicken. It goes great with brown stew chicken. It goes great with ackee, kalaloo, whatever you want to eat it with. But I'm pairing mine up with some saltfish. I made some, you know, cook up some saltfish. But fried dumpling goes great with anything. Even my kids eat it with omelet or scrambled eggs. See, look how nice and flaky it is. That nice texture is so good. These turned out so great. So again, thanks for watching. Just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Turn that notification bell on. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.